We are extremely excited to have just been named as a part of the Inc. 5000. For those who might not be as familiar with what that is, it's something that young and small companies like ours aspire to. It is a list of the 5,000 fastest growing private companies in all sectors in America. And what was a little bit unusual for us to be named at this stage of our life cycle, there are two things. One is that we've been around for a few years. Most of the companies on that list are fairly young. And the thing that gives that an advantage is it's a lot easier to grow at 250% as an example if you're starting from $100,000 or a few $100,000 versus millions of dollars, which is where we started. The other part that made it a little bit unusual for us to be able to have that type of growth and to be named is that we're human capital intensive in what we deliver to our clients. And so for us to grow, we have to continue to keep bringing on more people and to scale with that. And that's very difficult to do at a hyper growth type of a level, but that's what we've been able to do. Now, as exciting as that is for us, what's more exciting to me personally is why we've grown like that. And that has meaning, I think, much more meaning to our partners and to our clients and prospective clients. And there are really, as we've looked back, a handful of things that have made that possible for us. The first is that a long time ago, when we were a very young company, we made a decision that was vital. That was, we're not just going to do organizational development. We're just not going to come in and do the consulting piece. But unlike others, we decided to do our own assessment work as well. Most people outsource that. The second thing that was different is that a few years ago, because we had that structure in place and our clients were asking us for the ability to look at the data themselves, we delivered an online reporting tool that allowed them to do that kind of analysis of their own data once we collected it for them. And it turned out we were about 24 months ahead of the rest of the industry on that. And we got a lot of inquiries and growth because of that. Another thing that we did is that unlike many early in this space that were doing, for example, employee engagement surveys, they were based on a set of very firm questions, a handful, let's say 12, that simply said, here's where your individuals are, and collectively, here's where the company is as far as employee engagement. It told you where people were, but not why and not what to do. So we decided to make two sets of questions, a set of anchor questions, very like those questions that determine where you are on the engagement spectrum, but we also set up an ability to do custom questions that help us understand why, and to put those two sets of data together so that we not only know here's where people are in the spectrum, but here's what we can do about it now. Here's what they're telling us. That led very naturally to something that we're still, as far as we know, one of the only ones that does it this way, is we collaborate with that final data with the people that we work with. And we come in and say, here's some best practices. You know your organization better than we do. How does that fit for you? What should we do next? And so we take a collaborative approach to what we do next. And then the final thing that we did is we've taken these millions of survey responses we've had over the years and did analysis and came up with the ability to train on employee engagement. There was an acronym that came out of it called MAGIC. It stands for Meaning, Autonomy, Growth, Impact, and Connectedness. And the training courses are for anyone who wants to understand, where am I on the engagement spectrum in my job, in my career? And even more importantly, what can I do to change that if I'm not happy with where it tells me I am? In addition to that, we did a second course that helps managers to sit down with their employees and help them identify what they can do to become more engaged in their organization. So those things are the things, as we look back, that have helped us to grow tremendously over the last several years. We don't want to stop there. We're excited to continue to grow. We've been seen as an innovative organization. We like that. We like the culture we built. So we will continue to do things that set us apart going forward, and we've got several things in the next months and year or two that we will do to keep on that same pace of growth and not letting the grass grow under our feet. We're pretty excited about where things are going to go.